Hello, Internet. In this video, we will be presenting an automatic fuzzy classification system for abstracts as per United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. This research was carried out by myself, Laing, Lourens, and my teammate Davod. Just some background context to begin. United Nations Sustainable Development Goals help to prioritize investments for different organizations, and the progress made in each of these goals is obviously difficult to measure, but an easy way to estimate it would be through classification of published research as representative of development in each of these goals. Of course, all the research that's published could be classified by a human, but in order to speed up the process, we aim to build a model that can suggest with a high level of accuracy which articles are classified into which goals, and we also aim to improve the digestibility of these results as well. The method that we use, as we said, we developed the model. We started off with more than 90,000 labeled articles. We split those articles into training sets of 80% and test of 20%. And then we carried out pre-processing steps such as language identification, filtering out of stop words, punctuation, then a step to tokenize, which is where we take paragraphs of text and convert them into single words, and then finally embedding vectors, which is where the words are then turned into numbers, which represent the frequency with which those words appeared in the body of text. And we then fed these inputs into a long short-term neural network model. And using that model, we then took the more than 22,000 unlabeled articles which we were given, which is about a quarter of the labeled dataset. And as we can see through this rank diagram, that between the train and test set and the unlabeled set, there was not too much change between the rankings, although we maybe need more investigation here to make a more strong conclusion, but it does seem that there's potential that there's still bias in the model, despite the strong performance metrics that we experienced, or that the model exhibited, such as precision of 88% and accuracy of 97%. Future work, we can improve these outputs through user-aided validation with the Streamlit tool, which we have developed, and class imbalance could also be addressed by adding synthetically generated articles to the training set. The main tool, which is now an implementation of the model that we made, is to classify and validate text. And I'll just paste some text which I put on my clipboard. And if we feed that into the model, we'll see the model will predict the top 3 goals which it believes that this abstract belongs to, and these, which you can see is written in pseudocode, intends to use color to convey the ranking to the user better. It predicts goal 8, then goal 2, and goal 9. Now, the validation aspect here, do you agree with this classification? You could say no. And then it extends to ask the user if perhaps the goals are correct, but the order in which they're displayed is incorrect. And if there's a missing goal, then we can select which goal is missing and submit this data back to the system, and it may be used for future iterations of model development to improve this diagram. The future work that we outlined, such as listing indicators and other auxiliary information, including third-party integrations, extending the work that we did on predicting goals to also determine abstracts and provide validation for that. That concludes this presentation. We hope you enjoyed it. Ciao, ciao.